Hello everyone, welcome to DSF videos in the DSF YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you a compare versus between 5 turntable that you can buy on the market. It will be, you will see on the video, but it will be Reloop, 2 Reloop, 1 Audio-Technica, 1 Pioneer DJ and 1 Technics. Of course, because this video, why I'm doing this video, because it's been 3 years I used my Technics SL-1210 mk7, and I really love those devices. And I have the opportunity, Technics gave me the opportunity to test and review the Technics, the 50 anniversary Technics, so the 1200M7L device model from Technics. So it's a limited edition, of course. So that's why I have the opportunity to make this comparison. So I will make this versus. It's not with oscilloscope, scientific things, etc., scientific device, like you can see on books or whatever. I will do the same test as you as a DJ. I think it's the most relevant, the most important, the same manipulation like you. So I will take the same devices for the cables, for the mixer, and for the phase, because I took phase because I think not only on pure vinyl record set, but on D.V.S. it's the most accurate device to use directly on a computer. I'm not using on VSS a time code record with a needle. I will use the phase. And I will use the phase in two ways, with Recordbox and Serato, with Recordbox on D.V.S. and with Serato on H.I.D. So you will have two kinds of technology and two kinds of precision, and you will see the pitch, because everything is around the quality and the precision of the platter and the pitch. Of course, you will have several tests. I made another video, an old video about the Mark 7. This one is the same because it's just the 50th anniversary, but the quality and the precision on the pitch and platter and the quality, audio quality, will be the same on the two devices. But this opportunity, of course, I've done on this turntable, on the anniversary model. So you will see you will see 3 different tests, but there is a 4th one in the description. It's the analog, the pure vinyl test at 0%, and you will see the audio quality between those 5 models, including Technics, of course. And you will see also the 0% precision, and you will see a variation, like a phasing, of course, different between turntable, but you will see that Technics is really the same. It's not moving. It's pretty good. I really love my Mark 7. So you maybe saw on my several mixes or my several sets or my live stream. If you see my live stream, it's in French, but whatever. And I talked about a lot of time of the precision and how I love my my two decks, my two Technics 1210 Mark 7. So the first test will be on D.V.S. and H.I.D, like I said, and I will move my finger and we move the pitch between maybe +4, -6, +2, -8, etc. And you will see how the pitch is reacting with my manipulation. And you will see that with different turntable, you will have different behavior, and Technics, of course, it's the best one, very stable. Yes, of course, it's a physical device, physical instruments, so you will like an analog instrument, even if the pitch is digital, but you will have like a human or an analog behavior, and of course the pitch will move a little bit, but very little bit compared to the other model in this comparison. So first, the pitch. After a little mix with the two softwares, Little Mix on Recordbox, Little Mix on Serato, to see the behavior when I will match the two tempo, the two BPM, and after if I move often the pitch or not, or the platter, you will see that with Technics I will really less touching my platter and my pitch, and with other model it will be more, of course. So basically this test will be more for house, techno, trance, etc. mixing for guys, for those kind of mix, because you will need to mix maybe 13 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minute 2 tracks, and you need to touch the lessest, I don't know, not often, you know, the pitch and the platter, because you have to do something else. You have to match another track. You have to maybe you have 3 turntable or 4 turntable. You have to do something else. You have to put some FX or whatever. So you have to touch the less possible the pitch and the platter, and the Technics will do that for you with its own precision, and you will touch more with the other model, of course. So first the pitch, second the mix, and third you will have a D.V.S test with 0%, and it will be a Audacity project, and I will solo every turntable to see just one turntable with the original track, and you will see there is a phasing, and of course you will be more or less phasing on other models, and you will be perfect phasing, no moving phasing with the Technics. And like I said, the fourth test will be directly on the description. It's pure vinyl for the audio quality and the output, of course, and how can I say, the precision at 0%, like the D.V.S part. So let's go to the test. So we start with the Reloop RP 7000 Mark II, so 0% for the moment, and after, let's see, little pitch changing. So you will see with all the device you will have few variation of the pitch. You have to keep in mind that a variation of 0.1 on your pitch percent, 0.1%, will do more or less a variation of your track, the matching of the two track, in less than between 10 and 15 minutes seconds. So you will have your two track sync match at the beginning, but after 10 or 15 seconds you will have a difference with only 0.1. So you see, if you have a variation, you will have this variation when you will mix. So let's see now when we mix two tracks, and you will see I will make time to find the right pitch. And I will have to touch several times the platter to rematch the two tracks. So it was on D.V.S with Recordbox. Let's see with Serato. So same manipulation. So we are not now on Serato with H.I.D, not in D.V.S like Recordbox. Two different tests. So 0%, and now the pitch variation. So you see 3.94, 3.94. It will be difficult to set the right pitch. But it's kind of stable. The extreme minus and plus 8%. Let's try 6% plus 6. So let's go to the mix between the two tracks. So, like the different pitch, I have to choose. You see, it's 3.3, 3.4. Difficult to have 3.3. So we had the RP 7000 Mark II. Let's see the H.I.D Mark II. So I didn't say that on the 7000, but when you are at 4%, it's not really 4% on the turntable, and now it's again the same thing. I don't have really the same. For example, for 6 you will have 6 and 0.2 or 0.3, not 6.00, not, and you have the pitch moving here. So we are on D.V.S, just D.V.S. After we will see on Serato with H.I.D. Of course, you will have more or less the same behavior between the 7000 and the 8000, because it's the same, pretty the same pitch and the same platter. So same behavior. So you see, difficult to have the 6. And let's see when we mix. So let's go to the H.I.D part with Serato. Still on the RP 8000 Mark II. So I think you can see that the pitch is not, the pitch written on the turntable is not pretty 6.00 and 4.00. There is few numbers, and on the screen it's moving. You see 3.9, 4.1. I don't have 4. You see. Let's go to the mix. So let's see in the mix, still in wireless. So I have my pitch, but you see it's moving. So if I want, I have to manage to push another time the pitch. It's kind of stable with the audio part, but I have to touch a little bit the platter several times. Let's go on D.V.S with the Audio-Technica SL-1210mk7. So at 0%, let's see little pitch moved. It's moving. I have some problem to have my -4 correctly. And you know, I'm not moving too much. I'm moving a little bit, but difficult to have. Let's see, 6, -6. You see, difficult too, and you will see on the Technics, it's not like the Reloop Audio-Technica you will see on the Pioneer PLX 1000, PLX 1000. When I have my pitch, of course I will search my pitch, okay, but when I have my pitch, it's not moving at all, very stable, very precise. Okay, the extreme is correct. But like Reloop, I don't have the same number as what is written just on the side of the pitch. If I have 4, I will not be directly on a line like it will be 4, you know. 0 is 0, okay, but I have no correct line between the value on my screen and the real value. Let's see on the mix what we have. So I have to touch another time the pitch and sometimes the platter. Still on the Audio-Technica, let's go to the H.I.D mode on Serato. %. +2. Difficult to have the +2, you see. Moving around 1.9, 2.1, 2, 2.1, 1.9. Let's go to 4. Difficult too. It's moving a lot. It's moving a lot. -4, moving around. the extreme +8, -8 are good. And let's go for the mix on Serato, still on wireless. You see the variation of the pitch? It's difficult, there is some variation, and it's not allowing me to have a good matching, you know? Let's go now on the Pioneer DJ PLX 1000 on D.V.S part with record box. So, let's move the pitch a little bit. -4. Difficult to have my -4. It's moving around. Let's try -6. The extreme, for example, you see. +2. +4. You know, I really try with those devices, the Reloop, the Audio-Technica, the Pioneer, to move a little bit, very little bit. But you see, on the Pioneer, you're more accurate when the numbers with the numbers on the turntable. You see, on +4, I was at +4, you know. And now you see the numbers are correct. I'm more or less near 3.3 on the turntable. You see, I'm near 4, but I am after 3, so it's better than the other model where you can't find the real pitch. So let's move on the PLX 1000 for the H.I.D mode with Serato 0%. We will see after on the Audio-Technica project that it's moving a lot, you will see. So let's jump to the pitch changing, -4. Difficult to find the -4. Like I said previously, there is some turntables with good numbers directly on it, on the device. You see here I was on -4 and here -6, and I am more or less near the value. Yeah, but the value changed on Serato. You see here +4. So the indication on the turntable are the best on the Technics. They are good for a Pioneer. You see I'm +6 and I'm front the +6 on the turntable, but it's not the case for every turntable. Of course, you mix with your head, your ears, etc., but it could be an indication to have the right numbers on the turntable. So let's see the extreme, -8 +8. And let's see now the mix. So like always, I will find my more or less correct pitch. And you will see there is a lot of movement, modification around the pitch on Serato in H.I.D mode. And at the end, the Technics SL-1200M7L. It's like the Mark 7, same thing like I said, just the anniversary model with the difference. So we are on 6. So let's find the 6. When I have my 6, it's 6. Let's do the -4. When I have my 4, I have my 4. See? -6. Extreme. I don't know why, but in D.V.S. I don't have the +8, but I have the -8, but I have -8 with the H.I.D. So let's mix. We will see with that. So let's mix a little bit on D.V.S, normal D.V.S, not H.I.D. Let's find my value, final value. And at the end, the H.I.D mode on the Technics SL-1200M7L. So let's find my +4. Here it is, stable. -6, for example. Little variation, but yeah, let's push a little bit. +6. Of course, there is few variation because it's an instrument, you know, but you see it's way more stable. So +8, -8. It's way more stable than the other guys, you know. Let's try to mix the two tracks on H.I.D. Let's find the pitch. See, I'm not touching every time the platter. It's very, very, very stable. When you find your pitch, you have what you have. It's very cool. great behavior, great precision. It's so great to mix on the Technics. So, like I said to you, third test with an Audacity project. I have my original track on the top of the Audacity, and I have the turntables here with the Technics at the end. Let's listen. So you will listen to a little flanger, and this little flanger will move with the second. So you see less than 1 minute, and you will see that you have certain turntable at 20 minutes with a certain variation, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you have to listen. Yeah, you have to listen carefully, and you will see, and I will comment every time. So the first one. You have a very little variation. But it's pretty normal. It's pretty great. But there is one. There is a little variation, but very, very little. Second one. If you listen carefully, you will notice a variation on the recording here. You see, so there is few here, but when you listen here and here and here, you will listen to a variation again. Okay, you see, between here, the flanger, and here. And here. So the flanger move the difference, let's say the difference move, but more longer in the recording. Let's listen to the third. The third is not messy, but you will listen. You see, on the beginning, it's directly, it's moving like that. Listen again. And now you listen to the difference here. Okay, and here. And here is just at 0%. It's not at 6%, minus 4%. It's just 0%. So, and here it will be worth. So now the flanger is just moving, but at the end you will see it's not only a flanger. The flanger is transforming to a delay. Now you're just at 30 minutes and 45, listen. Yeah, it's a delay, so no way. And after the Technics, so you will listen to the flanger first, and after I will cut. So the first flanger you're listening to, it's because I did not match very the very kick track, you know, with the original track. But it's a very little flanger. But you will see the flanger is not moving here on here. It's the same. So the platter is turning properly. Listen carefully. Now here. Nothing. and nothing. So the Technics, we could say in French that it's a Swiss or a Swiss clock. You know, we call it like that in French. It's the accuracy, the stability, and the pitch and the platter quality is like a Swiss clock. No difference. And it's the end of this turntables versus. You know now why I'm keeping my SL-1210mk7. And of course, this beauty here showed you the pitch precision and the platter precision for this model. But of course, like I said, it's the same model, the Mk 7 and the M7L. It's the same thing. You will have the same tone arm, the same pitch, the same platter, same output. It's just an anniversary, but anniversary model, but it will be the same for the Mk 7. So you go to buy your pair of Mk 7 from Technics. You saw that why I'm keeping mine with 3 years of using them, and really happy with my model, with my 2 devices. And if you have any questions about the brand or this model or the Mk 7 model, feel free to ask under the video in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this review, it's not really a review, it's a versus, it's a comparison. I hope this comparison, you really like this comparison, and see you next time, see you next content. Bye bye, take care everybody.